Have you ever been watching a movie where the actor's performance is so convincing, you forget they're acting? Some of the best actors in Hollywood are known for having the ability to almost become the character they are portraying. Have you ever wondered how these actors do it? Just how do they embody these characters they are pretending to be so well? Is it a talent that only these actors possess, or a skill that they develop through training? Well, that's what most people think. But what if I told you that it was neither, but something much more spiritual? What most people don't know is that these big actors they all love aren't pretending to be a character, they are channeling. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about actors' biggest secret. Let's get right into it. The A-list actors that make it to the top are usually those that are great at method acting. They don't just simply pretend to be a character, but they become the character. Some of the greatest scenes in movies were performances where the actor fully embraced their roles. The question that many have is, how do they do it? How are they able to play that character so well? Is this just really good acting, or is there more to all of this? Well, what most people don't know is that many of those actors that are able to become the character they are portraying aren't even acting, but doing something completely different. Channeling. For those who don't know, channeling is an occult practice in which a person opens themselves up to be possessed by spirits through rituals and meditation. While the fans think their favorite actor is just putting on a really great performance, they fail to realize the actor's not even in control. What these celebrities are really doing is opening themselves up to the spirit world and allowing themselves to be influenced by these spirits. When you see the actor transform in the movie, it's literal, as when they performed that scene, they were no longer in control of themselves, but being controlled. These actors that make it to the top are the ones that are the best at channeling these spirits and harnessing them for their performances. In ancient times, the Greek would channel the god Dionysus, who was the god of theater. The actor would open themselves up to possession by its spirits in order to harness its ability. This is what these big stars are doing to this very day, harnessing pagan spirits in order to become the character they're portraying. One actor who openly admits he channels spirits is no other than the mega movie star Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is best known for playing Eric Killmonger in the massively successful Marvel movie Black Panther. Michael, over the last 10 years, has become one of the biggest names in Hollywood, starring in many of the biggest Hollywood films. He is looked at as an amazing actor who embodies the character he is trying to portray. What people aren't realizing is that he is not acting, but allowing himself to become possessed by these spirits in order to put on a great performance. This is something that Michael has admitted himself in the past. In this Oprah interview, Michael admits that he became consumed by the spirits of the character he was channeling for a movie he was in.
I would pray to him. I would channel his energy. I would just ask to be around.
I would pray to him. I would channel his energy.
What did you feel like the most?
Honestly, it was when it was on the platform. And we're going to use it while the train wasn't running. Yeah. And tons of extras, limited takes, one camera. But that's where his presence was around me the most. I think at the platform for sure. It was it's that weird eerie feeling, but it was a good feeling. I don't think I could have done it without him.
It was a good feeling. I don't think I could have done it without him.
Being there.
Him, Oscar.
Oscar, yeah.
The energy of Oscar.
The energy, his presence, for sure.
Yeah.
As you heard for yourself, Michael admits that he would channel this spirit and pray to it. He goes on to refer to the feeling he got when he became possessed as an eerie but good feeling, even admitting that he wouldn't be able to play the character so well if it wasn't for the spirit possessing him. This was Michael B. Jordan admitting that he channels spirits in order to perform. On another Oprah interview, Michael B. Jordan claims after he played the role for Black Panther, he put himself in such a dark place that he needed therapy in order to undo the damage.
I didn't have a process. I'm not like one of these, some people with methods or this or that. I just did whatever I felt I needed to do or whatever I felt was right in the moment, every step of the way. So it was no real plan. I didn't have an escape plan either. So like every day was just going into this place and I just tried to stay there as long as I could. And then when it was all over, I think just being in that kind of that mind state, that real unapologetic, just real whatever all the time, kind of kept it caught up with me and like I got a little depressed. It was tough for me for a minute. Just readjusting to being around the people that care about me, getting that love that I shut out for a long time. Like I shut out love. I didn't want love and affection. I wanted to be in this lonely place as long as I could and kind of capture the essence of what Eric, Stevens was, what Killmonger was. So when we wrapped the film, I'm like in my mind, it's like, okay, cool, go back to regular life, get back to LA, it'd be cool. But it was a little tough for me at first to kind of like accept.
It was hard just to lay him down and be done with it.
Yeah.
How did it take you a while?
It took me, I mean, I don't really know exactly when I came out of it, but I went to therapy. I started talking to people, started unpacking a little bit, and You know, like
I find that so interesting. I find that so interesting because I think the body doesn't know the difference. I remember having this conversation with a famous actor once about Anthony Hopkins. I would say, Anthony Hopkins, I feel for you because, you know, all the stuff you're taking in.
As you heard for yourself, he admits that he again was channeling spirits, putting himself in a dark place in order to open himself up to the character. He also admits that this time he went too far, and that even after the movie, he was feeling the effects of allowing himself to become possessed, admitting that it made him feel depressed and put him in a dark place. Michael B. Jordan was letting the world know that he was allowing himself to become possessed through channeling. Like he said, he wouldn't be able to play the character if it wasn't for him channeling its spirit. This is the exact same thing that another massively big actor admitted themselves. Denzel Washington is one of the most legendary actors in Hollywood. Just like Michael B. Jordan, Denzel became such a great actor by channeling spirits for his performances. In this old interview, Denzel admits that he himself also channels spirits for his acting.
Got on my knees and sort of communicated with the spirits. And when I came out, I was in charge.
Powerful scene.
Powerful scene. I couldn't have acted that. I couldn't have written that down and made a decision to play.
As you heard for yourself, the legendary actor admits that he also has to channel these spirits in order to achieve these great performances. Just like Michael B. Jordan, he admits that if it wasn't for him being controlled by the spirits, he wouldn't be able to act the way he does. This is Hollywood's biggest secret. These actors are occultists who are using the spirit world to their advantage. This is exactly what Taraji P. Henson admitted out of her own mouth many times over. In this interview, Taraji admits that acting is very spiritual. She admits that actors have to open themselves up to these spirits in order to become them.
These characters, because it's very spiritual what we do as actors. You're on the set, you have your chakras all open, you're allowing this character to use your body as a vessel. And so you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip it off. Otherwise, it could drive you mad. Because it's spiritual what we do, you understand? Yeah. We allow these characters and these stories to use our bodies as a vessel. That is a real, like if you think about it, that's you allowing this other energy.
Project. I let the character speak to it. What we do as actors is very spiritual. You're on set, and that's why I don't pick a lot of roles because it's spiritual, and I'm all alive and I'm open and my chakras are open, and I'm letting this character use my body as a vessel to tell its truth. And so when I'm open like that, a lot of energies can't be around me. I'm sorry, because energy is strong, y'all, and you got to be particular about who you keep around you. Like seriously, if they down and cloudy and they downtrodden, if they got a cloud around you, hanging around, you think you're gonna get wet? Very careful. So I'm very particular about the projects that I take on because that's spirit.
As you heard for yourself, Taraji admits that she opens herself up to these spirits and allows them to possess her and use her like a vessel. She also admits that a person who channels these spirits must learn how to turn it on and turn it off like a switch. What she is referring to by that is learning how to control the spirit and disconnect from it once the job is done. She also admits that if you don't learn how to turn it off, you lose yourself, just like what happened to Michael B. Jordan. In the second interview, she talks about not accepting all movie roles she's offered because of the spirits that are attached to them. What do you think she is referring to by this? Taraji is referring to demonic energies that they are channeling and using in order to perform better. One actor who wasn't able to shut it off after channeling demonic spirits was the late actor Heath Ledger, who passed away while filming the Dark Knight movie. Right before his passing, people remember how Heath had become the Joker character fully. He got consumed by the dark energy he conjured in order to play the character, something that was confirmed when it was reported that in order for Heath to become the Joker, it was believed he let himself get possessed by a demon. In this article posted by IMBD, they claim that Bob Larson, who worked on the set of the movie The Devil Inside, believed Heath let himself become possessed in order to play the role as the Joker. Bob was quoted saying, "I would say something overtook that man. There is a strong possibility that somehow he just took on too much of the evil of this character. After all, whether it was psychological or spiritual, he could not draw the distinction anymore." Heath Ledger, just like Michael, let himself get too consumed, and he couldn't find his way out. The evil he opened himself up to ended up taking over and destroying him. This is very similar to what almost happened to Damon Idris when he channeled the devil himself in order to portray Franklin for the show Snowfall.
I remember sometime we do 10 episodes of my show, and in this last season, I was hitting a block. I was like, oh, I'm not doing it right? So I went in the corner, and then I was looking at the wall, and I was like, come on, devil, right? Come to me, because I had to do something like crazy, right? I had nightmares for a month. So it does come after, like nightmares every day. I just felt that energy, and I had to pray and do all this stuff to like get rid of it. And You call your mum up and you're like, you're back to life. And that stuff is real. That stuff really is real.
As you heard for yourself, Damson admits that he allowed himself to become possessed by the devil, even admitting to calling on to him to come possess him. This is what these actors are doing to get these amazing performances. This is the secret Hollywood is keeping from the world. When fans are watching their favorite shows or movies, they're watching the actor's body being controlled by these demonic spirits. Another actor who speaks on this was Nicolas Cage. In this interview for the movie Ghost Rider, Nicolas admits that he himself channels spirits for his acting.
I've been told that all actors hail from the early medicine men and the shamans in the villages, but it's all semantics. So what I would do is I'd put on Afro-Caribbean paint, like a white and black paint, and black out my eyes, so I was like an Afro-Caribbean voodoo icon. And then I would sew in bits of Egyptian artifacts that were 1,000 years old into a costume and gather some onyx or tourmaline or something that was meant to have vibration. To me, it was an idea of like trying to stimulate my mind or trick my mind, believing I was this character in another dimension.
As you heard for yourself, Nicolas Cage admits he channels voodoo spirits in order to help his acting. He goes on to admit that he paints his face to look like a voodoo priest. He then channels these demonic spirits and uses them to become the character he is trying to play. And in this movie, it was the Ghost Rider who was a literal demon. What's even more interesting about that is that Nicolas Cage is actually an open occultist. Not only did he create a pyramid tomb for his final resting place, modeled after the Eye of Horus, otherwise known as the Masonic All-Seeing Eye, but he also placed that tomb in New Orleans next to the gravesite of the voodoo priestess queen Marie Laveau. Nicolas wanted to embrace these demonic spirits he was using for his acting, that he had even bought her haunted house called the La Laurie house. The house was believed to be cursed after the voodoo queen who lived in the house was a rich serial killer who used many of her slaves for voodoo rituals. Since then, it is believed the house was haunted, consumed by these spirits trapped in the house. Nicolas wanted to embody that energy, so he bought the home in New Orleans and lived in it. I believe I should do a full video on Nicolas Cage. If that's something you would like to see, comment Nicolas Cage below. As you can see, many of the biggest actors in Hollywood aren't just acting, but channeling demonic spirits and allowing themselves to be used by them. This is why Hollywood has so much evil spilling out of it. The actors have given themselves to evil. Well, that's it for this video, but before you guys go, please make sure to like, comment, and share this video so that it would be recommended to others. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.